Ladies and gentlemen, life has a way of testing us every single day. Some challenges come quietly, like a slow leak that drains our energy without warning. Others hit us with full force, demanding that we respond or face the consequences. But one thing is certain: the moment we stop improving ourselves, we begin to fall behind. Improvement is not a one-time event. It is a daily commitment, a choice to be better than we were yesterday. You are the only person responsible for your growth. No one else can do it for you. Commit to daily personal growth. This is the foundation of a life well lived. Many people think growth happens in big leaps, through sudden events or extraordinary opportunities. In reality, it is the small, consistent actions that shape a person over time. Every day you have the choice to improve or to remain the same. Every day presents a new opportunity to take one step forward, to become a little better than you were yesterday. Commitment means showing up, even when you do not feel motivated. It means choosing progress over comfort, persistence over procrastination, and action over excuse. Personal growth is not reserved for those with luck or special talent. It is available to everyone who decides to pursue it seriously. Growth requires awareness. You must understand where you are, where you want to go, and what steps are necessary to get there. Without awareness, improvement is random and inefficient. Take time to reflect daily on your actions, your habits, and your decisions. Identify areas where you can do better and create a clear plan to improve. This plan does not need to be complicated, but it must be consistent. Even small habits repeated daily compound into significant results over months and years. Growth also requires discipline. Talent alone is not enough. Many people have great potential but fail to achieve it because they never commit to a disciplined routine of improvement. Discipline is doing what you know needs to be done, even when you do not feel like it. It is choosing the hard path today to make tomorrow easier. Commit to learning something new each day, even if it is a single idea, a page from a book, or a skill practiced for 15 minutes. These small, deliberate actions add up over time and transform your capabilities. Another critical part of commitment is patience. Personal growth does not happen overnight. It is easy to get discouraged when results are slow or invisible. The key is to trust the process. Focus on consistent action rather than immediate reward. Over time, the compound effect of daily improvement becomes undeniable. Accountability strengthens your commitment. Share your goals with someone who will hold you responsible, or create a tracking system for yourself. When you measure your progress and reflect on your efforts, you reinforce the habit of growth. Surround yourself with people who support and encourage your development. The environment in which you operate significantly affects your ability to grow. Being around others who are committed to their own improvement inspires you to raise your standards and pushes you forward. Personal growth is not only about skill or knowledge. It also includes character, mindset, and emotional intelligence. Improving yourself means becoming more patient, more disciplined, more empathetic, and more resilient. Each small improvement in character compounds into a stronger foundation for success in life. Commitment to personal growth is a lifelong decision. There is no final point where growth ends. Life constantly presents new challenges, new roles, and new responsibilities. By committing to daily improvement, you ensure that you are always prepared to meet the demands of life and to seize opportunities when they arise. Daily commitment to growth is the one choice that guarantees progress, strength, and the ability to achieve your goals. It is the cornerstone of a life that never settles, a life that constantly rises, and a life that fulfills its potential. Measure yourself against your past, not others. One of the biggest traps people fall into is constantly comparing themselves with others. Social media, conversations, and even our workplaces can make it feel like everyone else is ahead, more talented, or luckier. But the truth is, measuring yourself against others only steals your focus and energy. Your journey is unique, and your progress should be judged by your own standards, your own history, and your own growth. Comparison creates frustration and jealousy. It makes you forget how far you have already come and blinds you to the opportunities for improvement that are right in front of you. Instead, look back at where you were a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. Ask yourself, am I closer to my goals than I was before? Am I stronger, wiser, or more disciplined than I used to be? Personal measurement is about honesty with yourself. It requires reflection and self-assessment. Take time to write down your accomplishments, no matter how small. Recognize the progress you have made, even if it seems insignificant. These small victories are the building blocks of bigger success, and acknowledging them keeps you motivated to continue moving forward. Everyone moves at their own pace. What one person achieves in a month, another may take a year to achieve. That is the natural rhythm of life. Growth is not a race, it is a continuous process. When you compare yourself to others, you often set unrealistic expectations and feel pressured to keep up. This pressure can lead to stress, discouragement, and even giving up. By focusing on your own past performance, you take control of your mindset. You define what success looks like for you and measure progress based on your own capabilities and circumstances. Measuring against yourself also encourages incremental improvement. Look at the areas where you struggled previously and identify small, actionable steps to do better this time. If you were inconsistent in a habit, focus on being consistent today. If you lacked knowledge in a certain area, dedicate time to learning now. Every step you take forward builds on the steps you have already taken. Accountability is crucial. Keep a journal, a planner, or even a simple checklist of your goals and achievements. Track your performance honestly, noting where you succeeded and where you fell short. Reflection allows you to correct your course without judgment or blame, keeping your eyes on the long-term improvement rather than short-term comparison. Celebrating your personal milestones matters. When you reach a target, no matter how small, acknowledge it. Reward yourself for growth that is real and tangible. This reinforces the habit of self-measurement and strengthens your commitment to continuous improvement. Surround yourself with people who respect individual progress. Avoid being influenced by those who define success only by status, wealth, or recognition. Instead, be inspired by those who focus on their own journey and who strive to be better than they were yesterday. Understanding that life is a marathon, not a sprint, is vital. Your progress may be slow at times, but as long as you are moving forward compared to your past self, you are on the right path. Growth is about cumulative effort, daily actions, and persistence. Measuring against your past helps you see patterns, recognize improvements, and learn from mistakes. It turns failures into lessons and victories into motivation for the next step. By keeping the focus on yourself, you create a mindset that is independent, resilient, and determined. You become less affected by envy, less distracted by others' achievements, and more committed to your personal journey. In the end, the only person you need to surpass is who you were yesterday. Measuring yourself against your past is the key to long-term growth, self-confidence, and consistent progress because it anchors your improvement in reality, not in the illusion of comparison, and keeps you moving steadily toward your goals. Embrace discomfort as a sign of progress. Many people avoid discomfort because it feels unpleasant, challenging, or even frightening. But the truth is, discomfort is a natural part of growth. Whenever you step outside of your comfort zone, you encounter situations that test your abilities, patience, and mindset. These situations may make you nervous, uneasy, or even scared, but they are exactly the moments that push you forward. Growth never happens in ease and comfort. When everything is smooth and effortless, you are simply maintaining what you already know. True improvement requires effort, struggle, and a willingness to face challenges that stretch your limits. Discomfort signals that you are doing something new, something that your mind and body are not yet fully accustomed to. This is where learning takes place. The moments when you feel awkward, uncertain, or stressed are the same moments when you are reshaping your skills, your habits, and your perspective. Avoiding discomfort may bring temporary relief, but it also keeps you trapped in the same place, unable to achieve the potential that exists within you. The key is to recognize discomfort not as a threat, but as a signpost. It tells you that you are moving toward growth, that you are stretching beyond your familiar boundaries, and that you are challenging yourself in meaningful ways. Embracing discomfort requires courage and mindset. You must shift your thinking from avoidance to acceptance. Instead of asking why this is difficult, ask what you can learn from this challenge. Instead of shrinking back, ask how you can face it head on. Each time you tolerate the unease, you strengthen your resilience and your capacity for future challenges. Small steps into discomfort accumulate into significant progress. You may start by trying new tasks, having difficult conversations, or taking on responsibilities that feel intimidating. Each experience may be uncomfortable at first, but over time, your confidence grows, and tasks that once felt difficult become manageable. Failure often accompanies discomfort, and that is another reason people avoid it. They fear making mistakes or looking foolish. But mistakes are not signs of weakness. They are signs that you are actively learning and testing your limits. Each mistake teaches you something valuable about yourself, your skills, or your approach. By embracing discomfort, you learn to separate temporary pain from permanent failure. Discipline is built through these uncomfortable experiences. Showing up consistently, even when things feel hard, trains your mind and body to handle pressure, uncertainty, and stress. This discipline then carries over into every area of life, making challenges less intimidating and success more achievable. Surrounding yourself with people who respect discomfort can also help. Find mentors, friends, or colleagues who push themselves and who see the value in facing challenges. Their examples reinforce that discomfort is not something to avoid, but something to pursue if you want to grow. Reflection is important too. After enduring discomfort, take time to assess what you have learned and how you have improved. Notice the skills you have gained, the confidence you have built, and the resilience you have strengthened. This reflection makes the discomfort worthwhile and motivates you to continue seeking growth opportunities. Ultimately, embracing discomfort is a mindset choice. It is the decision to view challenge not as a setback, but as a stepping stone toward your potential. It is understanding that progress is rarely comfortable, and that the things that scare you or make you uneasy are often the very things that lead to the most meaningful improvement. Life rewards those who are willing to face discomfort with determination, persistence, and curiosity, because in every uncomfortable moment lies a lesson, a skill, or an opportunity that moves you closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Discomfort is the signal that you are alive, growing, and improving, and by leaning into it rather than fleeing from it, you create momentum that compounds over time, shaping your character, your abilities, and your future in ways that comfort never could. Building habits that support growth is one of the most powerful ways to improve yourself over time. Habits are the small, repeated actions that compound to create results far greater than any single effort. The truth is, success and personal development are not achieved in sudden bursts, but in the consistency of daily actions. Every day, the choices you make and the routines you follow shape your future, whether you realize it or not. When you create habits that align with your goals, you set up an automatic system for growth that doesn't rely solely on motivation or willpower. Motivation comes and goes, and willpower can be drained, but habits, once established, continue to push you forward without constant conscious effort. The key to building effective habits is to start small. Attempting to make drastic changes all at once often leads to failure because it overwhelms your mind and body. Instead, focus on tiny actions that are easy to maintain consistently. For example, if you want to become healthier, start by walking 10 minutes a day, drinking more water, or reducing sugar gradually. If you want to improve your knowledge, commit to reading a few pages each day, or listening to short educational podcasts. These small actions seem insignificant at first, but when repeated consistently, they compound into massive improvement over weeks, months, and years. Another important aspect of habit building is creating an environment that supports the actions you want to take. Your surroundings, the people you spend time with, and the cues in your daily life all influence your behavior. By organizing your environment to make positive habits easy and negative habits difficult, you increase your chances of success. For instance, if you want to write daily, keep your notebook or computer ready and visible. If you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious options and remove temptations. Accountability also plays a role in reinforcing habits. Share your goals with someone you trust, join a group with similar ambitions, or use a tracking system to monitor your progress. Accountability creates external pressure to stay consistent, and it also provides encouragement and feedback when you face challenges. Habit building requires patience and self-compassion. You will face setbacks, miss days, or struggle with consistency, but these moments do not define your journey. Instead of giving up, recognize that each day is an opportunity to start again. Habits are strengthened through repetition, reflection, and adjustment, not through perfection. It is also important to align your habits with your personal values and long-term vision. Habits that are disconnected from your purpose will be hard to maintain because they lack meaning. When your actions reflect who you want to become and what you truly value, they become easier to follow and more rewarding. Reflection and review are key to habit development. Periodically assess whether your habits are producing the desired results. Identify what works, what doesn't, and make adjustments as needed. Growth-oriented habits evolve as you evolve, and flexibility allows you to refine your routines to maximize effectiveness. Ultimately, building habits that support growth transforms your life from reactive to intentional. You no longer rely on random inspiration or external circumstances to make progress. Instead, you create a system that consistently moves you toward your goals. Habits are the building blocks of character, skills, and success. They allow you to improve steadily, weather challenges, and maintain progress even during difficult times. The focus on small, meaningful, repeated actions ensures that your personal development is not left to chance, but guided by a conscious and deliberate process that compounds over time, producing results far greater than what effort alone could achieve. By committing to build and maintain habits that serve your growth, you invest in yourself every day, creating momentum that eventually shapes your abilities, mindset, and life in ways that are sustainable, meaningful, and aligned with the person you aspire to become. Seeking feedback and learning from others is one of the most effective ways to accelerate personal growth. No matter how talented or knowledgeable you are, there is always someone who can offer a perspective or insight that you might not have considered. Feedback is essentially a mirror that reflects your actions, habits, and decisions back to you, helping you understand where you are strong and where you need improvement. Many people avoid feedback because they fear criticism or feel defensive, but those who embrace it gain a significant advantage. Learning to receive feedback with an open mind and a humble attitude is a skill that can transform your life. When you actively seek feedback, you show a willingness to grow and a commitment to excellence. This mindset allows you to identify blind spots and correct mistakes before they become habits. Feedback can come from various sources: mentors, peers, supervisors, clients, friends, and even strangers. Each source has a unique perspective that can shed light on aspects of your performance or behavior that you might overlook. The key is to listen carefully without judgment and to focus on understanding the feedback rather than reacting emotionally. Feedback is most valuable when it is specific, actionable, and delivered constructively, instead of vague statements like "you need to improve." Seek precise guidance on what can be changed, how it can be improved, and what the expected results are. This clarity allows you to implement changes effectively and measure progress over time. Equally important is learning from others beyond formal feedback. Observe how successful people handle challenges, make decisions, and maintain discipline. Study their habits, routines, communication styles, and problem-solving approaches. While you should not blindly copy someone else, you can adapt strategies that resonate with your own goals and values. Surrounding yourself with people who are smarter, more experienced, or more skilled than you is another form of indirect feedback. Their presence challenges you to elevate your performance and adopt higher standards. Collaboration and open dialogue with such individuals provide insights that accelerate your learning curve and help you avoid common mistakes. Asking questions is a powerful tool for learning from others. Don't assume you already know everything or that seeking help is a weakness. Curiosity and genuine interest in understanding different perspectives lead to new ideas and better solutions. Learning from failure is another critical component of feedback. Every mistake, setback, or criticism contains a lesson that can guide your future actions. By reflecting on what went wrong, what could have been done differently, and how to prevent similar outcomes, you turn challenges into stepping stones rather than obstacles. Developing a feedback-oriented mindset requires humility, patience, and persistence. You must be willing to accept that you do not have all the answers and that improvement is a continuous process. Sometimes feedback will be uncomfortable, and other times it will challenge your ego. But these moments are precisely when growth occurs. It is also crucial to act on the feedback you receive. Gathering feedback without making changes is meaningless. Implementing small adjustments consistently over time compounds into significant improvement. Celebrate progress, however small, and use each piece of feedback as an opportunity to refine your skills, mindset, and approach. Remember that learning from others is not a one-time event but a lifelong practice. No matter how much you achieve, there is always more to learn, and remaining open to guidance keeps you adaptable, humble, and resilient. Feedback and learning create a cycle of continuous development where every interaction becomes an opportunity to grow, expand your knowledge, and enhance your abilities, ultimately shaping you into a more effective, capable, and successful individual. Challenges are not obstacles meant to stop you. They are opportunities designed to help you grow, learn, and discover your true potential. Life constantly presents situations that test your patience, resilience, and problem-solving skills. The way you perceive these challenges determines whether they become setbacks or stepping stones. Embracing challenges means shifting your mindset from seeing difficulty as a threat to viewing it as a chance to improve, adapt, and strengthen your character. Every challenge carries a lesson, whether it is about your skills, your decision-making, or your attitude. When you encounter a problem, instead of avoiding it or complaining, ask yourself what this situation can teach you. What skills can you develop? What perspectives can you gain? How can you become better because of this experience? By asking these questions, you transform challenges into tools for growth. Challenges push you beyond your comfort zone. Growth never happens within the limits of what is familiar and easy. When you face situations that require you to stretch, to think differently, or to act decisively, you develop new abilities that you would not have discovered otherwise. Embracing challenges means accepting discomfort as a natural part of progress. It requires courage to step into uncertainty, take calculated risks, and face the possibility of failure. Every failure, however, is not a permanent defeat but a feedback mechanism showing you what needs adjustment. Learning to persist despite difficulty builds mental toughness, discipline, and confidence. People who avoid challenges often remain stagnant because they never confront situations that demand improvement. They miss the opportunity to test their limits and discover what they are capable of achieving. Those who embrace challenges learn to innovate, adapt, and find solutions when others see only problems. Opportunities are often hidden within challenges. A business problem may lead you to develop a more efficient process, a personal difficulty may inspire new habits, and a professional setback may redirect you to a better path. By being open to what each challenge offers, you uncover possibilities that are not visible at first glance. Embracing challenges also means taking responsibility for your response. You may not control what happens, but you can control your actions, attitude, and choices. Instead of blaming circumstances or other people, focus on what you can do to improve the situation. This approach empowers you and prevents challenges from dominating your life. Challenges build resilience, which is the ability to recover, adapt, and continue moving forward even in adverse conditions. Resilience is developed through facing difficulties repeatedly and learning to navigate uncertainty without giving up. It is the foundation of long-term success and personal development. Viewing challenges as opportunities also encourages creativity. When a problem cannot be solved with usual methods, you are forced to think outside the box, to experiment, and to explore new strategies. This problem-solving mindset strengthens your ability to approach future challenges with confidence and skill. Every successful person has faced countless challenges, yet they see each one as a chance to learn, to grow, and to improve. They understand that success is not the absence of difficulty, but the ability to turn difficulty into advantage. Embracing challenges is not about seeking hardship for its own sake, but about cultivating the mindset that adversity can be transformed into opportunity. It requires persistence, patience, self-reflection, and a willingness to learn from every experience, no matter how uncomfortable or discouraging it may seem. Discipline and consistency are the cornerstones of lasting success. Without discipline, even the best intentions and ideas often remain unfulfilled dreams. Without consistency, progress is uneven, and results are delayed or diminished. Staying disciplined means making a commitment to yourself and your goals and sticking to it, even when motivation is low or distractions appear. It requires creating a structured routine that aligns with your objectives and following it day after day. Discipline is not about being rigid or harsh with yourself. It is about self-control, prioritizing what matters, and avoiding shortcuts that provide temporary comfort but long-term setbacks. When you develop discipline, you learn to manage your time, energy, and focus effectively. You start by identifying your most important tasks, the actions that bring you closer to your goals, and making them non-negotiable. Every day, small disciplined actions accumulate into meaningful progress. Consistency complements discipline because it transforms repeated actions into habits. Habits are powerful because they automate success. When you consistently perform the right actions, they become part of your routine, requiring less mental effort and resisting the fluctuations of motivation. Consistency is not measured by perfection, but by persistence. Even small steps taken regularly build momentum, compound over time, and lead to extraordinary outcomes. It is better to make modest progress daily than to take large sporadic leaps, followed by periods of inactivity. Discipline without consistency is like a spark without fuel. It may ignite briefly, but cannot sustain a flame. Consistency without discipline, on the other hand, may keep you moving, but without direction and focus, progress can be scattered and inefficient. Together, discipline and consistency create a powerful engine for growth. Staying disciplined and consistent requires planning and reflection. Set clear goals and break them down into actionable steps. Evaluate your progress regularly and adjust your routine to eliminate distractions or improve efficiency. Recognize your weaknesses and create systems to mitigate them. Avoid procrastination, as it undermines both discipline and consistency. Learn to say no to things that do not align with your priorities and resist the temptation to abandon your routine when immediate results are not visible. Discipline and consistency also require patience and perseverance. The most meaningful achievements take time, and shortcuts rarely deliver lasting results. Trusting the process, staying committed to your plan, and continuing to work steadily builds resilience and confidence. Surround yourself with an environment that supports your discipline. Limit distractions, seek accountability partners, and create reminders that reinforce your commitment. Reward yourself for milestones achieved to maintain motivation, but avoid allowing rewards to replace the need for consistent action. Discipline strengthens your character. It teaches self-reliance, focus, and the ability to endure challenges without giving in to frustration or despair. Consistency builds trust. People notice those who show up reliably, and opportunities gravitate toward individuals who demonstrate dependability. Over time, disciplined and consistent effort compounds. Small improvements and incremental progress accumulate into significant achievements. Skills become refined, habits solidified, and results become predictable. This approach works in every area of life, whether personal growth, career advancement, business development, or relationships. Staying disciplined and consistent is not about avoiding rest or enjoyment. It is about balancing effort and recovery, creating routines that sustain long-term performance without burnout. It is about commitment, persistence, and taking responsibility for your own outcomes, regardless of circumstances. By practicing discipline and consistency every day, you gain control over your life, increase your productivity, and build a foundation for lasting success. The people you spend time with have a profound impact on your thoughts, attitudes, and actions. Surrounding yourself with positive influences means choosing to be around individuals who uplift you, challenge you to grow, and inspire you to reach your potential. Positive influences provide encouragement, constructive feedback, and examples of the behaviors and mindset that lead to success. They help you maintain focus on your goals, reminding you of your purpose when distractions or setbacks arise. Negative influences, on the other hand, can drain your energy, create doubt, and hold you back from pursuing your best self. Surrounding yourself with the right people requires discernment and intentionality. You must evaluate your relationships and recognize which connections add value and which deplete your motivation or confidence. It may require distancing yourself from those who foster negativity, gossip, or complacency. Positive influences are not just people who agree with you or make you feel good. They are individuals who push you to think differently, act wisely, and expand your vision. They may challenge your assumptions, encourage accountability, or inspire action through their own example. Mentors, friends, colleagues, and even role models you study from afar can serve as positive influences. By observing their habits, mindset, and decision making, you can adopt principles that elevate your own life. Surrounding yourself with positive influences also means engaging in communities and environments that support growth. This can include professional networks, educational groups, or social circles that share similar ambitions and values. Being part of such environments fosters collaboration, learning, and motivation. When you immerse yourself in positivity, it reinforces your commitment to continuous improvement. You start adopting productive habits, constructive thinking patterns, and disciplined routines because you see them modeled by others and understand their benefits. Positive influences help you maintain perspective during challenges. They provide guidance, encouragement, and emotional support when obstacles arise, preventing discouragement or stagnation. They celebrate your successes genuinely and offer constructive feedback when needed, helping you refine your approach without feeling diminished. Choosing positive influences also involves contributing positively in return. Relationships are reciprocal. Your attitude, behavior, and energy impact those around you. By bringing value, encouragement, and integrity to your interactions, you strengthen the circle of positivity, creating a supportive network that benefits everyone involved. In addition, consuming positive media and content can serve as indirect influences. Books, podcasts, speeches, and educational material that promote growth, resilience, and self-improvement can shape your mindset and reinforce the lessons you learn from personal interactions. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is a long-term strategy for success. It is not about immediate gratification or superficial friendships. It is about consistently choosing interactions and environments that elevate your thinking, skills, and character. The cumulative effect of these influences over time becomes powerful. Your decisions, habits, and attitudes are guided by the examples and encouragement you absorb, and this shapes your trajectory in life. Positive influences also foster accountability. When you are surrounded by people who care about your growth, you are more likely to stay committed to your goals and hold yourself responsible for your progress. This accountability is a catalyst for action and improvement. By intentionally selecting positive influences, you build resilience against negativity, fear, and doubt. You cultivate optimism, determination, and confidence that sustain your efforts even in difficult circumstances. The energy, mindset, and behaviors of those around you act as a mirror, reflecting what is possible and what is expected. Over time, consistent exposure to positivity elevates your mindset, shapes your habits, and aligns your actions with the vision you have for yourself. It encourages continuous learning, adaptability, and growth, ensuring that you are not limited by the constraints of environment, past experiences, or unproductive associations. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is not a one-time decision. It is an ongoing process of evaluation, adjustment, and intentional engagement. By consciously creating a circle of encouragement, wisdom, and inspiration, you position yourself to maximize your potential, embrace opportunities, and continually improve yourself.